Hey, what's up everyone? Gits here for another Summoner's War Chronicles video, and today we are going to talk about Arena, Brawl Arena specifically. I'm gonna help you try to win some of your fights as a free-to-play player, so let's go. I decided to make this video now, and initially I wanted to do it when I was already in Master, but it's kind of hard to grind right now. If you look at the rankings right now, top 100 in our server Asia Ariel is around 100. This is top 100, 2180 points, so it's a little bit hard to get up there right now as a free to play, but I'm holding my own. I was able to get to top 300 the other day, but you know, it dropped so fast because people are just really huge sweats in this server. Anyways, so I don't want to rant, but Kina is definitely going to have a harder time. If you are Kina main, you're going to have a harder time in Brawl Arena compared to Cleef and Orbia. As you can see also in the rankings, like top 100, there's like 10 Kinas in top 100, and like I think there's just one in top 20, and then two in top 30, I think. So you can already see stats wise, there's something wrong here. Come to us probably. Hello, balancing. Hello. Anyways, I'm not gonna be ranting about how Kina is hard to use in PvP right now, but what I'm going to try to help you with is with team composition, picking, banning, and of course playing the arena battles. Okay, so first up, let's talk about monsters that you want to bring in for your Brawl Arena. So let's first talk about the basics of team building. Basics of team building, you want to have a tank, a support, and a DPS unit for your team. So this is the conventional way, or this is the basic way to build a team right now. But if you look at the rankings, you're going to see it's mostly just tank and support units because the meta really right now is all about surviving, sustaining, and long endurance fights. The problem with Kina here is that you do not deal damage. You do not deal a lot of damage compared to Cleef and to Orbia. That's why you're going to have a tougher time when it comes to Brawl Arena, especially if you don't have very good monsters that can actually deal a little bit of damage while also being tanky. Okay, so if you look at everything here, it's mostly just supports and tanks, and then they just have their summoners do all of the damage for them. Cleef as well does a lot of damage because his damage scales off of his defense. So if he has high defense, crit rate, and crit damage, Cleef is actually going to hit hard. And then again, they're just going to have a lot of support monsters, tank monsters to help them. But anyways, it's still going with the principle having support monsters with your tank and a DPS. So it's a little bit harder to build a team with Kina because again, she doesn't have damage. A lot of this are going to be on Kina perspective because I main Kina and I don't play the other two summoners for Brawl. Okay, so let's go ahead and go with team building. Let's talk about monsters that you can use, and let's first talk about the tanks category. If you're looking for good tanks, or who are the good tanks that are in the meta right now, or really good to use right now, not really just talking about the meta, right? So what makes a good tank, right? What makes a good tank? They have a lot of HP, they have a lot of defense for sure, and they have good skills that can actually support them. Usually tanks, you'll see them with taunt abilities, defense increasing abilities, or if they have innate heals on themselves. Those are the qualities that you usually want to look with your tank units. So fire units, we have the Fire Panda Warrior right here. Really good tank unit. Also have the Fire Chimera right here. A good tank unit that can also deal a lot of damage. So he has Provoke and deals damage based on his HP, which makes sense since you're going to build him with a lot of HP anyway. Panda Warrior right here has also a Provoke and Resistance up, plus Remove Dots, right? So he cleanses his own self and he also heals himself. That's what makes this guy very good. So he has his own Provoke, he has his own heals, he has his own cleanse, he also counterattacks. So basically he does a lot of things, right? And then Fire Chimera as well. If you look at here, reflect damage based on his max HP. Airborne is also a good CC, and Provoke. Okay, So those are the things that you want to look here. Other ones that probably okay is Vela Jewel, the Fire Archangel, because he does cleansing, right? Removes 2 harmful effects and gives immunity to the team. And also he puts a damage taken up debuff on the enemies, and the damage he deals is based off of his defense. Okay. But when we look at the water options, there's actually so much good stuff here. So we have the Water Archangel, which is a premium one. A lot of people are running this guy because he's super good. He's already very, very tanky because his heals, he has a lot of heals. And these heals are scaling with his base defense or with his defense. So build him with a lot of defense and you're good, right? He also removes 1 harmful effect with his second skill here and continuous recovery. So much healing on this guy. You are never actually going to die. I see a lot of Orbia players go with this guy because they are never going to die. Their Orbia is never going to die because they're always going to get healed by Ariel right here. And then he also has his defense up right here. So one of the very, very good tanks right here, Ariel. Another one that we have is the Water Chimera, which I don't have. Okay, so Water Chimera, we have Def Up, Freeze, Knockdown, Frostbite, Provoke. So you can see here, there's already a lot of stuff that's going on in here. So you have your Provoke, you have your defense up, and you also have your damage being dealt, or his damage being dealt is scaling on his defense. So this means you can just build him with a lot of defense and he is still going to hit very, very, very hard. Okay, so this is actually a sub DPS. You can use him as a sub DPS was on Rage Blade with defense crit damage defense, and he will hit hard while also being very, very tanky. Galleon is also a tank. Galleon is tank, but you can treat him more as a support unit. He's not really more of a tank because of his second ability right here. It's more of it's a better version of Konamiya's first ability, right? So it's a skill cooldown reduction plus attack up and defense down against enemies, attack up for your team. So really, really good cooldown reduction skill over here. Plus it's just 3 mana cost as well. So it's very, very spammable. You have Galleon as a support tank monster and the Water Beetle Knight right here. Okay, Water Beetle Knight, again, so very good because he is immune to provokes. He does not care about provokes. And endure for 10 seconds. So this one is applied to the summoner. Okay, so when the summoner takes lethal damage, ignores the damage. So it's a life-saving passive. Okay, so if you're almost going to die, you basically have a free cleave right here. But if you're on cleave, I don't think it's going to stack, right? Because cleave already has this passive. So it's really good for Orbia Arcana. And then again, movement speed down, crit res up, continuous recovery. He has his own utility stuff for himself. So crit res up is really good because a lot of people are really just rooting for crit rate and crit damage. So getting the crit res up is really good. And movement speed down is also good against people that love running, that just loves to run away. And then we have damage being dealt based on his defense and also airborne and defense down. So you can see there's a lot of utility on this monster as well. Another one here that can be usable as a bruiser as well, Camilla. Very, very good monster right here. I already did some testing on this one and she's really good, but I think she can shine better with Cleave and Orbia, right? So decreases crit damage taken, again, the good qualities of a tank monster. Okay, damage reduction, heals and removes harmful effects, which is really good, and damage dealt based on her max HP right here and attack down. Okay, so a lot of stuff going on right here again, and this one also hits really, really hard based on my own testing. Okay, so as you can see, there's a lot of water monsters here that are really, really good for tanks. So if you have some of them, of course, I would prioritize building the Water Archangel or the Water Chimera first, and then as support, you go with Galleon. Tank, you have Valkyria and again, Beetle Knight. So that's how I would prioritize them. Okay, for the wind monsters, there's not much. We have the Wind Panda Warrior and I think the Wind Beetle Knight. I think those are the only 2 good tank monsters right here. So again, Wind Panda Warrior is really good because of the meta right now that's heavy, heavy, heavy on wind. This guy deals damage based on his defense again. So You don't really have to build him on any other sets again. He's already very tanky while also dealing a lot of damage. He has his own remove harmful effects and continuous recovery plus cooldown reduction for himself, so he can fight on his own as well. Okay. Next we have Sir Acteon as the Wind Beetle Knight, right? So Wind Beetle Knight def up for himself, right? Def up for himself and provoke. Plus also he is immune to provoke, and while he is being attacked, he's also dealing damage based on his defense, right? Okay, and he replaces def up with def down, which is really fun when you see Theor doing their buffs and it gets replaced with def down, right? And then second ability, our first ability here is a damaging ability that deals damage based on his defense plus an airborne ability. So really good stuff. I'm not going to talk about light darks. I hate light darks because I don't have any of them. I'm not gonna talk about them, but if you have any of the light dark monsters, then good for you, I guess. Hey. Anyways, let's move on to the next monster categories, which is the supports. So for the supports, the best one for fire, we have Juno right here. Juno is really good because of her skill right here. So it removes one beneficial effect from enemies, 75% rate 3 times. So this is an AoE strip. And then her second ability also cleanses your team. So removes all harmful effects on the team and recovers HP. So also a very good healer. Plus, what makes her shine even more is this passive right here that whenever you remove a beneficial effect, your summoner gets mana, right? And for every harmful effect that you remove, you also increase your mana. So your skills become spammable, right? So this one's 4 mana cost, 5 mana cost, but the first ability here gets spammed a lot if you get to strip a lot of buffs from the enemy, because buffs are very important and you will get to see a lot of those in arena. There's a lot of defense ups, attack ups, shields, invincibilities, immunities. So those are a lot of good targets for Juno right here. So that's a good one. Very good support unit. So that's for fire. For water, there are again a lot of good water units right here for PvP. So again, we already have Bastet, but you will not really see a lot of Bastet when it comes to high level PvP. But she's there because of her total power, or she's max skilled and max awakened usually. That's why she has a lot of power. So you'll see a lot of Bastet out there. But premium one that everyone is running is Galleon. Again, I've already shown him in the tanks area. And you also have Water Pioneer in here. So this one, you'll see a lot of this guy in arena. Why? It's because of his second ability here, shield plus immunity. Immunity is super important when it comes to Brawl. It protects you from death downs, damage increase, anything that burns your HP, stuns, any CCs, silences. It does not matter if you have immunity because you will not get hit with debuffs. That's why this guy is super important. And usually it gets paired with Juno so that enemies will not have a way to strip your immunity. Okay? And a very good counter against him is basically also Juno, because she strips all these things that he puts up. So it's a shield plus immunity. Very strong unit with just the shield as well. It helps your team survive a little bit longer. So if you have a lot of HP on him, then yeah, 24% is a lot. And then his first ability here is a heal to continuous recovery for the whole team. So you don't really want this guy on your Soul Link. You just put him non-Soul Link, he'll use his stuff and then you're good. Okay, next up are the okay-ish support units. So we have the Water Occult Girl here. So another good one here for Def Down. Okay, Def Down and damage dealt based on her max HP. So she's going to be very tanky while dealing a little bit of damage as well, plus the defense down again. And remove one harmful effect and heal. So this one is a huge heal actually for the team. And remove harmful effect is also very good if they already landed a harmful effect on you. So you can see here the importance of really having cleanses and immunity. So cleanse and immunity are almost always needed for arena, I think. And then here you go. So Teddy appears to remove all CC effects on itself and target when a team member receives CC effect. So this one's so good. This passive is so good. So it removes all CC effects on your teammates when you get CC'd. So when you get stunned, pong, no more CC. Get provoked, pong, no more CC. Right? So this is a really good counter against provoke monsters and stun monsters, freeze or whatever. Right? I mean, honorable mention, we have the Water Oracle. I faced her one time in Brawl and the sleeve is actually really good. My character or my summoner slept for like 10 years and the opponent Leaf was just killing all my monsters while I'm still sleeping there and I cannot heal and do whatever to protect my team. Okay. Wind monsters. There's no good wind monsters. I mean, Wind Desert Queen can be good for Battlefield really, for the sleep as well, or same reasons with Praha, the Water Oracle, but not really. Jasun has really good heals, but that's pretty much it for her. There's no cleanses or whatever, but she gives attack buff, but still not the best one for the support category. Again, Light and Dark, I'm not gonna mention it. You guys can figure that out on your own if you have your LD. Lastly, we have the damage dealers. Okay, damage dealers, we have Fire Desert Queen right here, which is mostly really good for Battlefield. When it comes to Brawl Arena, she's actually an easy target for people because she is usually very, very squishy. So that's a good DPS. We have the Fire Ifrit. Fire Ifrit is a very, very good one. The reason why this guy is super good, he has his own death down. Multipliers are also really good. And then, again, another burn ability here. But usually, you're just going to spam this 3 mana cost thing right here. Or just let him do it non-soul link. And his passive right here is really good because of the Oblivion. So Oblivion basically disables passives on monsters. So there are a lot of good passives on a lot of monsters. And there are good passives on Orbia and Leaf as well. So disabling them would actually make it easier to kill Leaf and Orbia because they have their death prevention passives. Sad for Kina mains. Haha. We don't have anything like that. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's for Fire, right? Of course, honorable mention, we have the Fire Vampire Hunter. Fire Raven, I've used him a lot, but kind of fell off, so I restored him already. Who else is a good one here? Fire Monkey, maybe. Never seen anyone use him though. Fire Pioneer for his utility, but I've never seen people use him. When it comes to water, there's only one right answer. No, not really, but there is one really, really good answer here, which is Espino. Espino is just a cheat code here for Brawl. This guy's super good. Very easy to build as well. He has 30% increased crit rate already. And whenever he removes beneficial effects, he deals additional damage or he deals bonus damage. So very, very strong passive right here. And almost all his skills will remove beneficial effects from the enemies. So this guy is a huge burst monster. Next up, we have Water Ifrit right here, which is also very good. Again, it's almost similar to his fire counterpart. But what makes him different is, well, he has Frostbite instead of Burn. And his passive here that when he takes lethal damage, he'll put up Endure and level 10 attack speed for 14 seconds. So he's not gonna die right away. So he has protection against instant bursts unless you have or enemy team has a strip. Also have for honorable mentions Water Hell Lady Beth. So I showed her in a monster review, so she can also be viable actually. So for her first ability here, so this one ignores target's death denial effect. So this works against Orbia and Cleave. This goes through Endure, so a perfect counter against the Water Ifrit, right? And also increases silence duration. So her second ability also silences. So this one's also a very, very good counter against Juno if you have her. Okay, so silence Juno will not be able to do a thing. And you can just kill it. Problem is, you need a lot of setup for this monster. That's why she's just an honorable mention. She does not have her own def down and attack up. So it's going to be a little bit hard to set her up. Right? We also have the Water Magic Knight, which I also tested. So it actually seems pretty good. Yep, that's it for the water. And for the wind monsters, we have here Ethna, the wind lady. Okay? Reason why she's good, again, same reason as the fire, Ifrit, Oblivion, and Death Down actually, on one skill right here. This is just one skill. Okay? And then for the second ability, it also steals beneficial effects, which is really, really good. So this is a 3-hit ability. each hit will give you a chance to steal beneficial effects. So a very, very good skill 2 right here. So she's also one of the more premium PvP monsters right here. Oh, we also have the Wind Monkey. Wind Monkey King is also a very, very strong monster here. So he has his own strip, attack speed up for his own self, and def down on skill 2. And then he has this passive right here that also counter attacks against enemies with stun, right? So whenever a team member is attacked, there is a chance for him to just jump on that unit that's attacking his teammate. So be careful if you're Orbia or you are using Kina, right? Even if you're trying to target a different monster, this guy can just leap onto you and then stun you and then kill you, okay? So that's one of the strong monsters on the wind as well. Lupinus is okay, Argen is okay. Again. Alright. So that's pretty much it for the monsters that you want to check out for PvP. Okay, next section is probably runing. I don't know. I don't know if I need to cover it, but the only thing that you want to think about with runing your monsters, especially your DPS, is give them HP. A lot of HP is really, really good. Survivability is really, really good when it comes to Brawl Arena. That's why you can see a lot of healing, a lot of shielding is involved when it comes to Brawl Arena. So when it comes to your damage dealers, especially for Kina players, you want to protect your monsters, especially your damage dealers. You can see here my Ethna has 39k HP and my Espino has 35. Usually they are just down at 30k HP. So you don't want them to get bursted right away, and you want to be able to heal them up before they die, because if they're dead, then there's no damage and then you're going to lose right away. Okay? So next up, let's try to do a match here and let's do some picking and banning. So this is where actually a lot of stuff can go wrong, or a lot of things you would want to check out. Or this is where a lot of experience comes in, because it depends. It always depends on the matchup, because you have to know what the elements are doing, weapon elements are doing, and you have to know what your opponents are also trying to do. So the only thing that you really want to take note here is that you need to have a win condition, and you have to identify what the win condition of the enemy is, right? And another technique here is if you have one copy of a monster that's very meta right now, for example, Juno. I don't have my Juno build. She's at 65k power right here. But I just like picking her because you can actually ban it away from opponents. And he actually took my Sir Acteon, which... Oh no, I'm in very huge danger right now because of that. I think I'm banning Sir Acteon here. I have nothing that can kill her. Kill it. So yeah, again, if you look at the opponent's team, they have no tank. If you ban out their tank, then they have nothing, right? Which is the same case for me. I only have one tank, which is also a support unit. So it's going to be a little bit hard to fight this one. Hopefully we get to kill Orbia or this Wind Vampire right here. So that's my win condition, and that's also his win condition. He just has to survive my initial barrage of attacks. Okay, we were able to kill the Wind Vampire already. So there's a huge chance for me to win here. But he was able to kill my Ethna because I was not paying attention. Okay, let's go Espino. Okay, Espino was able to kill Orbia and Argen. So with that, I got my win condition, right? So during drafts, a lot of the fight is actually won through the draft, right? If we want to look back at the draft, we saw that they picked Argen. They had, of course, they're playing Orbia. They had Argen, they had Chloe and Bastet. You don't really care about these two because these two are support units. So what's the win condition for me? I have an Espino, I have an Ethna. The goal of those two is to kill the damage dealers. If they get to kill Orbia and Argen, then basically I win. So that's my main goal, right? That is your main goal. So every time you're going into a fight, you should already be thinking about your win condition and what the enemy win condition is. So when it comes to that fight, what is the enemy's win condition against me? He wants to kill my DPS like Ethna and Espino as well. So we almost have the same win condition, but since I know that that is his win condition, I have the light weapon for Kina that does a lot of heals. He also banned my healer actually. So if you check out the pick and bans, he banned out my healer, which is Shushu. So because he banned out my healer, I need to be a little bit more careful with trying to help out my monsters, right? So this Orbia right here actually heals really, really hard. Okay, so those are the things that you want to be thinking about whenever you're entering into a battle. So think about your win condition, think about the enemy's win condition, and how can you fight against that enemy's win condition. So if the enemy's win condition is try to kill you fast, then try to run around, right? Try to survive as long as you can. If you are able to prevent them from getting their win condition, then it's going to be much easier for your team to get your own win condition right. Okay? So again, if none of that actually worked, then it's going to be a endurance battle anyway, right? So everything's just going to come down to who has a better mechanics. So I'm not gonna really talk about mechanics here, monster switching and everything. But anyways, you get the idea. So let's do another fight here. Okay, so this time we're against Cleave. So what I don't like against Cleave is his fire weapon, or usually his light weapon, because of the blind and invincibility. You can also ban fire if you want, but I'll just ban light here. Usually I also like picking light here against them, but since we have dark, we have insurance, so we have a monster resurrection. I usually first pick Espino because I don't want him to get taken away by the opponents. Okay, he picks 2 good monsters here. He picks 2 immunity monsters, so he knows that he does not want to get any debuffs on him. So because of that, I'm just gonna go ahead and pick the stripper. Where is it? Juno, just to mess with him a little bit. He does not know that my Juno is built or not built, so he will have a little bit of thinking. Probably going to ban Juno here, or maybe Espino, I think. And then we go with, oh man, this feels bad because he has this guy as his tank. I think the perfect ban still here is the Wind Monkey. I don't think I want to face the Wind Monkey here. Problem is Sekhmet as well. If he bans out Espino, I have nothing to kill Sekhmet here. Oh, okay. Oh, it actually worked. Okay. What do I want to do here? I actually want to ban Ethna. The reason why I want to ban Ethna is she's wind against double fire units here. But I think he's going to ban one of these 2. But I think that's still fine, right? I think we can still sustain with these 3 right here. Okay, yeah. Okay. Then we pick Galleon here. Okay. Again, win condition here is to try to kill the Sekhmet here. If we get to kill the Sekhmet, then we can just do the endurance run, right? We want to live as long as possible against him now. Oh god. Nice, okay. We killed the Sekhmet. So we can chill for a little bit here. My Espino is getting targeted though. He's also silenced. Who put the silence on him? Oh god, okay. Dead. Who's putting up the silence? Who? It's the tank, no? It's his tank. Oh no, I missed my kill. That silence is actually very, very strong. What the hell? Oh my god, silenced again! Ha! Wow, he just spammed silence on me. Come on, use my... Can I please use my skills? I couldn't use my skills at all. I couldn't use my skills at all. Like, what the hell? There you go. Okay, so much silence. And immunity. And I try to kill Shushu. Okay, we win this fight. Because I was able to resurrect my monsters. Okay, this is what you get if you don't ban Dark Weapon with Kina. Actually, yeah, it should have been Dark Weapon ban for the enemy. Because if I get to revive anything from my team comp, it's going to be much harder for him to win. So that Beast Monk was actually really good. Yeah, this Kumar right here was actually really good with the silence. Was it the guy? Or was it the Dark Weapon? Is it? It is Kumar, right? can just check. Anyways, again, win condition there for me was to kill the segment. After the segment is down, it's just an endurance battle. Whoever lasts longer will win, right? So I had some heals, and he had a lot of silence. His silence almost got me there. Anyways, yeah, that's what happened right there. Oh, okay. So this is the guy that does the silence. Also, if you're having a hard time trying to target units in Brawl Arena, you just click on the left side. There's a tab here. I can just show you next fight. Okay, so it's an Orbia. We want to ban Dark. Usually because Dark Weapon for Orbia has unrecoverable. And I want to go light here because, again, I'm going to have damage dealers that Orbia will want to focus on. I want to heal my team up right away. Okay, I'll pick the good units first before he takes them. Again, having this Juno right here is so fun because it takes it away from the enemies. Also, if you have Wusa, you can do the same thing. And if you didn't build them, right, you can just do the same thing. What do I want to pick here? This one. So again, you can see a lot of support monsters here. So he just went with full support. Okay, so if you look at his team right now, who is the best ban, right? The only other thing that can help him here is the Theor, which is a really, really hard monster to kill. Because if you take out Theor, it's just focusing on Orbia, right? Orbia is all the damage, right? So if you want to ban anything here, it's really just Theor because Theor is a secondary damage here. And he also provokes your team. And I have 0 immunity on my team, right? So I want to ban this guy and then just try to focus on Orbia. If we get to kill Orbia, we win, right? There's no other win conditions for him. And he bans Espino right here. So we ban this thing. So we still have a pretty balanced team right here. Problem is invincibility from this one and the shield as well. I think it should still be pretty winnable. Okay. So we select Galleon as the soul link. I might not be using my skills right away. Oh, he ran away. I don't have mana to strip that. Okay, we got her. We got her. Just sucks that there was no follow-up and we missed all our skills. Okay, there you go. We got the Oblivion off and we win, right? We kill their win condition and this is now a win. And again, for targeting, you can just click here on the left side. Forgot to show that, but I'm just more comfortable with just clicking the units right here. Okay, so yeah, we were able to just maneuver it correctly and we were able to win. Again, they had only one win condition, all supporting cast, right? They have their main man right here. So if you kill the main man, they have nothing else to do, right? I did not expect this video to go this long, but before we end, I would like to show you the runes that we have on my monsters. So starting off with the Espino right here. So again, I am 100% free to play, but I got a little bit lucky. I still have the first purchase up here. I am 100% free to play, but I got lucky with the Espino. So these are the stats on my Espino. 98% crit rate. I reduced the crit rate to get more attack, I think, and crit damage. 211% crit damage, 62% accuracy, which he needs because he strips, right? 5,100 attack. So he's on attack, I think, yeah. Triple attack and a lot of crit damage from the sub-stats plus rage rune as well. Okay, so yeah. Of course, he's going to be max skilled and awake 14. So I was able to get 60, I think 60 monster pieces on this guy. Right? So that's 3 dupes. Okay, this is my Galleon. Galleon is on 100% accuracy, almost 5k defense, and 47,000 HP. So again, the role of Galleon is to put down the defense downs. That's why you want him at 100% accuracy, and also you want him to be tanking a little bit before he dies, right? For the skill up, here's something that I want free-to-play players to check out. You don't want to be max skilling all the skills, you just want to hit the skills that you actually use. So for Galleon, you only actually really use his second ability here. So if you were able to max it out already, you don't need to skill up the other ones. It's a waste of Devilmons right now. But if you want to power, then try to get all the skill ups. But right now, you want to be intentional. You want to be intentional with how you allocate your Devilmons. So you want it to hit the right skills. So if you get unlucky, that's fine, right? It's still okay. You get a lot of power from that and you get some damage with this skill too as well. But yeah, if you don't have the extra Devilmons, this one will really help. And also, quick tip, Galleon does not need any skill ups. You can see his skill right here. It does not have any rates. So it's just really accuracy resistance checks. So skilling him up will just increase the seconds or the timer for his buffs and debuffs, and then also the skill cooldown reduction. But even just at level 2 with 5%, this is already good enough. That's already a lot. And it goes up to 10% at level 7. So if you get really lucky, then that's good. But if not, it's fine as well. Galleon is awake 11 only. Okay? And oh, I forgot to show the runes. Runes is triple defense and a lot of accuracy and HP and defense stats. Ethna right here. So these are the Ethna stats. 3,900 attack, 70% crit rate, and 200% crit damage. Again, HP is very important for DPS monsters because you don't want them to be dying right away. So this is a good amount of HP. We would love to get more crit rate here, but this is the best runes that I can get her, right? So attack, crit damage, attack with a lot of crit rate, crit damage, substats. There's also an HP up here. So in terms of FX stones and spellbooks, just get the green ones right now. Most of the ones that I'm equipping are just green ones because we still don't have the best rune quality at this moment. Next up, we have Sir Acteon right here. Sir Acteon with 5,700 defense, HP is 45k. And I have some crit rate and crit damage here. So I tried to rebuild him and give him some crit rate and crit damage so that he can deal a little bit more damage when he's fighting. Right? So runes are defense, defense, defense. That's triple defense and a lot of crit rate, crit damage, substats, and of course defense percent substat. Okay? Skill ups, he is actually max skilled right now. Was able to restore, actually I was able to restore Bastet and give the extra Devilmons onto Sir Acteon right here. Awaken is just Awaken 9. So Awaken 9, imagine you can already reach 102k power. So still pretty good. Of course, it will be better if we get him to Awake 11 because he gets a lot of stats. We can probably push him to 60k or 6,000 defense, but right now, this is all we got. Another monster that I'm using is Shushu right here. So Shushu is the light howl, which is a free monster from Secret Dungeon. So triple HP percent, that's all you need on him. 69,000 HP. So max skilled, of course, and Awaken, he's just Awaken 14 right now. If we get to Awake 15 him, he'll be able to get to 71k HP, which is a lot of HP because you need him to survive. Okay, so those are the monsters that I'm using. I also have Mav here, which is also actually max Awaken. So in case I really need the taunt and they took away Sir Acteon, right? This is a backup taunt. We also have backup taunt right here, Tractor as well. And again, we have the Juno here. So if you don't believe that Juno is just there for ban baiting, right? She's just Awake 5 and then she's also just level 70. Skills, 0 skill ups. If you look at the runes, I just click auto equip. She's on attack, crit damage attack with random runes that I have left over. I mentioned all the good monsters earlier, right? If you have Wusa, Juno, Galleon, all those ones, pick them to take them away from the enemy team. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this. I really did not expect this to be a long one, but hopefully it helps you guys out for your Brawl battles. And I wish you all good luck out there for your grindings. And thank you very much. Leave a like on this video if it helps. And comment down below if you have extra tips. Especially for Cleave and Orbia players. Because I'm in Kina. I can't help out Orbia and Cleave players. Plus, I hate you all. Not really. But anyways, subscribe if you haven't yet. And see you again next time. Bye-bye.